Hey everyone, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce,
and we're Better Half Reviews. And today we are talking about Hamsters vs. Hippos. This is a game designed by James Freeman and James and Adam Staley. The art is by Cesar Ayala Delgado, and it's published by Tin Robot Games.
In Hamsters vs. Hippos, you are a little hamster, hopping along on different lily pads, trying not to get eaten by the hippo.
Alright, so let's check it out. So here's the setup of the game of Hamsters vs. Hippos. In a 2 to 4 player game, you will do a 5x5 grid. If you're playing with 5 to 6 players, you'll do a 7x7 grid. Before you do set up, make sure to take out 2 of these hippo tiles. You will add in 1 of these after round 1 and another one after round 2.
Also be sure to set up lotus tokens in the inner 3x3 grid.
Each player has a little mat. This is where you're going to collect all your lotuses. And then for your hamster, you're going to pick one of the outside spots and jump into the game. So I will start here. And wherever you land, you're going to flip it over and see what you get. This tile shows the hamster moving a flower over, so I can move one of the flowers on the board to a different section. So I'm going to move this one here, because on your turn you can do up to 2 different actions, 2 different jumps, so I'm going to jump over to the next one. I collect any lotuses if they are on top. I'm not going to put these flowers on my board yet because the round is still going. So I jump to this new one, let's flip it over. This tile shows nothing, so nothing happens. And my turn is over. When you are moving from tile to tile, you can move any one space away from you as long as it's not a tile that is already revealed. If in the off chance you happen upon a hippo on your first turn, you'll get 3 lotus tokens as compensation.
Okay, now that we're coming down to the last few tiles, I have a choice to make. For my first action, I could move like normal, or for my first action, because I'm on the edge of the board, I could jump off and be safe for the round. However, if I was on an inner tile, my first move would always have to be to another lily pad before I can exit. And no matter where I am on my second turn, I could always choose to exit after that turn. So here, maybe I'm going to push my luck, because I can only go in a few directions. I can't jump back onto a tile that's already been revealed. So I'll go here. I get a flower. And do I want to push it? I'm thinking not. So, because I didn't get eaten this round, my lotus flowers are now safe and on my player board.
Since I am still on the map and I still have a little bit of room to go, I can keep pushing my luck, or I can choose to hop off since I am on the outside. I decided to just call it good, and I'm on the edge, so I'm going to hop off so I can keep all my flowers.
However, had one of us pushed our luck and jumped on this tile that had the hippo under it, we would have been eaten, and our lotus flowers wouldn't have been safe. We wouldn't have gotten to keep them at the end of the game.
So the first hippo tile that's flipped over only affects the player who finds it. If a second hippo tile is flipped over, then all the players left on the map lose. And then you'll start up a new round.
One minor note, if I start my turn and I have no valid moves, because I can't cross over into tiles that have already been revealed, it's like I got eaten by a hippo and I lose the round.
So when you're ready to start the next round, add in one of those hippo tiles, and you'll shuffle up all the tiles together and set out another grid. And you'll play 4 rounds.
The hamster with the most lotus at the end of round 4 wins.
So there's tiles that let you move flowers, collect flowers, peek underneath another tile, nothing happens. There's also the special lotus, and this is worth 3 points. You can jump, and so on. In our prototype copy, the 3-point flower and the 1-point flower are pretty similarly colored. However, in the final copy, these colors will change and be easier to tell apart. And the pink bowl for the lotus flowers will change to a green color to match the theme. Alright, so that's how you play the game. Let's talk about how we feel about it. Bryce, what are some of the pros?
So one of the biggest pros for me was how it ramped up in difficulty. So in the first round, you only had a couple hippos in the deck that could make up the grid. In the next round, you added some more. And so, the more you play, the more likely there was going to be a hippo. But I don't know. I just really enjoyed that aspect of there may or may not be a hippo.
Mm-hmm. When we first played it, I was like, wait, we don't know if there's actually going to be hippos while you're playing, like, the first round or maybe even the second round. So as you're playing it, I was like, well, that's kind of silly. Like, you should at least know if you have a hippo in there. But as we were playing it, I was like, oh, well, maybe it's a good thing you don't know or not, because there's some times where you're like, should I just keep pushing my luck, even if you're the last hamster on there? And there's one time I was going pretty far, but I was like, I should just stop because there might be a hippo. And then there was no hippos, and I'm like, dang it, I could have kept going.
Or you're like, it's really early in the game, and you're like, oh, I got this. Toot toot. Oh, it's a hippo. And you're like, really? That is so unlucky.
Yeah. So something else that I think is a pro, I love how everything looks. Like the little hamster cards. The hamsters look adorable. And the tiles are nice and thick, good quality. I mean, this is even just a prototype, and everything's pretty good quality. And I love the little hamster meeples.
Well, in talking about the quality, they're also making this like environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
So they have a really good focus on that as well. So it's not only good quality components, at least in this prototype, but it's also going to be, eco-friendly.
Yeah, it's all paper and cardboard minus the bowl. I can't remember if they're actually going to change that from non-plastic or not. The color is definitely going to change. It's not going to be bright pink. It's going to be like green to tie in with the game. So don't worry about a bright pink bowl. But yeah, so yes, it's environmentally friendly and adorable. And also, it's super easy to play. Mm-hmm. You can teach it and play it very, very easily. I played this with our son. He's just about to turn 4. I mean, obviously, he didn't get all the rules down, but I was able to help him through it. And we played through a couple games, and he keeps asking for the hamster game. And whenever we get to the hippo, he'll make little Edie sounds. Poor little hamsters. So do you have any cons?
One of my biggest cons is I don't know how often I'm going to want to play this game. A few games that we played together have all just kind of felt the same to me. But we also haven't played it at the higher player counts.
Yes.
So it could be a lot different at higher player counts.
Yeah, because when you play the higher player count, you have a much bigger map. So I feel like that would provide more opportunities, because as you're moving around, like if you can't get to a new spot, you're kind of done. But with a bigger map, I feel like you have more space, more free options.
Well, you do, but you also have
more people.
Yeah. So it's going to feel smaller.
That's true. We could also just play with a giant map. I think our son would love that. So this isn't necessarily a con, but I'm saying that for me, this is more of like a family game. So this is something that I would play with my son. I don't know if I would play it with just a regular gaming group, unless I was playing with people who don't play games, or maybe like grandparents or parents.
I could see us playing this with like my parents or your parents or something. Yeah,
so this is a good like non-gamers game, or younger people trying to, try something different than just your standard like Sorry or Monopoly or, Uno. I feel like they would have a lot of fun with it, and it's just like the cuteness factor of it and the simple rules, very, user-friendly for
it's very
people
inviting.
Yeah. Yes, your hamsters can get eaten. Very, very inviting.
Come here, little hamster. He doesn't look very inviting, though.
Hamsters vs. Hippos is launching on Kickstarter soon. We'll put a link in the description down below where you can get the information to back it if you want to. I highly recommend it if you have younger kids in your house, or maybe some non-gamers that you want to try something simple and really cute to play.
So that's been a Better Half review. Be sure to like and subscribe, and go check us out on Instagram. We do a lot of gaming related stuff over there, and it's a lot of fun.
I was typing.
I could tell.
I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce.
We're Better Half Reviews. Happy gaming.
Hungry hippos.
Some tokens. Hippo, hippo, hippo.